now. And hopefully I will remember to turn it off later, but we shall see. Alrighty, so my name is Emily Baumann. I'm the Communications Manager at the St. Louis Community Foundation. I'm very excited to have with me today Jenny Prater, our Director of Donor Services, and Greg Ampadu, our Communications Intern. Greg's going to be managing the chat throughout the training, so please feel drop in questions as we go. We're going to have a Q&A session at the end of the training, and Jenny's going to be on standby to help answer questions. So as we get started, feel free to put your name, your organization name, your contact information in the chat. It's also fun to know if we have any first-time Give STL Day participants here with us today, so you're welcome to put that in as well. This is our agenda for today, and I know it looks like a lot, but we should be able to get through everything in an hour and then have time afterwards for question and answers. So first, we'll go over a little bit about the St. Louis Community Foundation, talk about what is Give STL Day, look at some statistics from the Giving Day, then go over registration, prizes, fundraisers, donations, awareness, and time for your questions. And like I said, this is going to be recorded, so please don't feel like you have to take crazy notes. We're also going to provide you a PDF of the presentation itself for your reference. So first up, a little bit about the St. Louis Community Foundation. So we are very proud to be the organization behind Give STL Day, powering Give STL Day, and I just want to give you a little bit of background information on us. The Community Foundation was first formed as the St. Louis Community Trust in 1915. We are the second community foundation formed in the US. The first is the Cleveland Foundation. At the time, the purpose of the trust was described as a long look ahead for the betterment of the mental, moral, social, and physical needs of the people who may now or hereafter reside in St. Louis. Since 1915, our community and its needs have changed a lot, but the Community Foundation has continued to help donors effectively provide for the community in areas such as education, healthcare, the environment, arts, job skills, equity, and neighborhood revitalization. Today, our mission is to inspire purposeful philanthropy that connects community and donors to build and preserve a more equitable and vibrant region now and forever. Our key values of integrity, community, equity, and inclusion guide our work. So back in 2014, our president, Amelia Bond, and other staff members were inspired by other giving days that were taking place around the country. So in partnership with staff, board, and key community stakeholders, we planned and executed the first Give STL Day in 2014. So what is Give STL Day? I am operating under the assumption that at least some of you have never heard of the Giving Day before, so we're going to start out with the basics. Give STL Day is an online day of giving that brings our community together to celebrate and show commitment to our nonprofits. This year, we're going to be taking place on May 10th, and we're so excited to be celebrating 10 years. Typically, the Giving Day is 24 hours, midnight to midnight, but this year we are adding an extra 10 hours of giving as part of the special celebrations. And we are planning other celebrations and prizes to recognize the nonprofits who have been with us all 10 years. We're still working out the details on that, but we will communicate them to you just as soon as we have them. And then in addition, we have an early giving period from midnight April 10th to midnight May 9th. So the giving period is actually open midnight April 10th to that 10 a.m. on May 11th. I know this sounds like a lot of numbers, but I promise it's all clear cut on our website. That early giving period, we'll talk more about it later. It's not something that's required, but it can be really helpful for your strategy. We'll go over more details on that a little bit later. So who is eligible? 501c3 public charities are eligible to participate in Give STL Day. Your organization needs to have a significant portion of services or programs in the greater St. Louis metro region, which encompasses the counties you see listed here, in order to be eligible. So we will talk more about how a first-time organization applies for eligibility a bit later on. I want to make sure that you all know that we want as many organizations as possible to be able to participate. So even if you're not sure if you're eligible, please still apply, and we'll get you in if we possibly can. All right, so you might be wondering what makes Give STL Day special and why you would want to participate in the Community Foundation's Giving Day rather than holding a fundraiser of your own. I'd like to stress that participating in Give STL Day or choosing not to is an important part of your organization's fundraising and stewardship strategy. This isn't a decision we can make for you, but I can tell you that there are a lot of benefits to participating in Give STL Day. First of all, there is no fee for your organization to participate. It's completely free to you. You're not charged a registration fee when you sign up, nothing like that. Also, the minimum donation is just $10, which means that making a charitable donation feels within reach for a wider audience. Additionally, donors can opt to cover credit card and platform fees assessed on the giving day. So those are assessed by the credit card companies and our platform provider, not by the community foundation. We do not assess any fees or receive any portion of the donation made to your organization. We're just a pass through onto you guys. And then lastly, by participating, you can take advantage of the considerable advertising effort the Community Foundation puts behind the Giving Day. It's really become a cornerstone in our community that people look forward to. We've got 9 years of history now and still going strong, and we get millions of media impressions every year, but we will talk more on that. And I just wanted to take a quick second to recognize the sponsors who have committed to Give STL Day so far this year. Our presenting sponsor is the Burgess Family Foundation. This is their 4th year as presenting sponsor of Give STL Day. We have the St. Louis Business Journal and St. Louis Post-Dispatch as community sponsors. And these sponsorship commitments allow us to increase the amount in prize dollars we're able to award each year. And more details to come on that a little bit later in the training. So I mentioned platform fees a second ago. Neon One is the technology provider that creates the online infrastructure and giving portal platform that we use for Give STL Day. And speaking personally, I love working with them. I actually just had a meeting with our project manager this morning. We meet with them on a bi-weekly basis to make sure that our website is set up for your success. So they help us make edits, troubleshoot issues, and answer all kinds of support questions. They are awesome. And so, like I said, we really want your organization to be successful on Give STL Day and beyond. So we have a resource library for you to use with campaign instructions, sample text, and a lot more. There's also instructions and documents on how to set up your profile, how to create a fundraiser, all kinds of stuff. So these are available on Dropbox, and you can access it through the Give STL Day website at this URL. And I really encourage you to take a look at the Dropbox folder, even if you're feeling pretty self-sufficient, because we do add resources to it often. And we definitely have some information on stuff that is very specific to our Giving Day and our platform. And I also want to let you know that we'll be adding social media graphics to it on February 1st. Greg is busy creating those for you guys. And of course, we have more trainings. I said that this is our first training, but we've got a great lineup this year. So you can sign up for those on our website as well. And we'll be posting the recordings to that same page a day or two after each training happens. We've got a really great range this year. Social media strategy, donor stewardship, a couple more specifically on social media graphics. So we're really excited. All right, so that's an intro to Give STL Day and the Community Foundation. Now I thought we might spend a few minutes looking at the history of the Giving Day in terms of some statistics. So this is what we're all interested in, right, is total donations. So in 2022, we were just over $4.2 million. This includes transactions made on the day, but it also includes prize dollars awarded, matching funds. So this is the whole total number. And so as you can see, this is a big jump from the 1.1 million raised in our first year. And our total is just over 26.2 million, which is really awesome, if you ask me. So thousands of individuals make donations on the Give STL Day site each year. We track this by email address, and we actually actively encourage people to give to an organization they know, give to one they don't know, and one they want to know better. And one cool little tidbit is that the average number of donations per transaction is actually 1.5, which means that most donors give to more than one organization when they make a Give STL Day donation. And when they check out, donors can self-identify as first-time donors to an organization. So as you can see, over 30% identified as first-time donors in 2020, and we've held steady around 25% most years. So Give STL Day really is a great way to reach people who are new to your organization, as well as touch donors who you've already had before. And so about you guys, in this first year, just over 500 nonprofits participated in Give STL Day, but now we're holding steady at over 1,000. We're anticipating having somewhere around 1,100 this year. And so I know that this probably seems like an overwhelming number, but please keep in mind that as donors navigate the website, they can use a variety of different filters to find organizations that interest them. They can search by budget size or mission category and search using the keywords that you add to your profile. And in 2022, 95% of participating nonprofits received a donation. So if you put effort behind your own strategy for the day, you will not be lost in the crowd. And then here are some highlights just from 2022. 130 nonprofits secured matching funds. Almost 72% of donors opted to cover donation fees. As I mentioned, that's an option for them at checkout. We awarded over $177,000 in prizes, and over $1.1 million was raised during power hours, which we'll talk about in more detail later. Oh, and then also I want to remind everybody that we do have a training on March 16th specifically about prizes. So check that out on our website and make sure to register if you want to know more. And if you would like the full recap for 2022, that is available on our website under the resources page. It goes into a lot more detailed data about fundraisers, donor demographics, the impact of our advertising efforts, that kind of thing. Certainly not required reading, but maybe of interest to some of you. Now we're going to move on to talk about the registration process. So registration for Give STL Day is open now, and we have already received over 200 registrations. So Greg and I are the ones who go through all of those. This is something that we do by hand. We do a lot of due diligence to make sure that it's only nonprofits who are eligible that end up participating. We do a lot of double checking to make sure that we are able to send that grant check to you. So it can take us a little while. We do our best to keep up with it, but the list just grows and grows. So we appreciate your patience. Registration instructions are available on the resources page of the Give STL Day website, which is linked right here. The registration instructions are the same for new and returning organizations. There's just a couple extra slides in the beginning of that PDF for if you're a new org. And then we are having a training this Thursday at 10 a.m. about registration and onboarding, if you would like to get some more detail on that. And then one final note, just a little housekeeping thing. We do review them in the order that they are received. So emailing us to check on the status of your registration will not move you to the front of the line. And we appreciate your understanding on that. So on the Give STL Day website, there is a login button in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll go there to either log in as a returning organization or apply as a new organization. If you have an account, but you need a password reset, I have the best news ever. You do not have to email us. You can click log in as a returning organization and then request a password reset yourself. Alternatively, if you know your organization has participated before, but there's no one on your team who has access to the account for any reason, you can use the blue support button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen to request that a new user to be added to your account. That support button goes directly to our platform provider, Neon One, and you'll usually get the fastest response through that support button. If you're not sure if you haven't participated before, and this happens a lot, it's not a big deal. I had, I think, 6 organizations this morning who contacted me about this. You can email us at info@stlgives.org, and we'll be able to confirm if you're a first-time participant or add you to your organization's existing account. Just make sure to send us this info so that we can check on it right away without having to go back and forth. Your organization's only allowed to have one account on the site, so we definitely want to have you regain access to your existing account rather than create a new one. Plus, you're going to want access to that past Giving Day donation information. So we are happy to help with that. Okay, so this note is for organizations new to the Giving Day only. I want to stress that if you are participating for the first time, your registration is a two-step process. You have to first apply for eligibility to make sure your organization meets our requirements to participate in the Giving Day. And then once that is approved, you must still register for the Giving Day. You'll get automated emails from the Neon One platform when your eligibility is approved, when your registration has been submitted, when it's approved, that kind of thing. And we're also going to send out as many reminder emails about this as we can, because it definitely stinks to be in a position to where you thought your organization had registered, but you actually hadn't. So we will definitely keep in touch about this. And by looking at your profile status, you'll know if your organization is good to go or if there's still steps you need to take. So this is the dashboard for the website. This is what you see after you log in. And as you can see, we got, all of our announcements there. We've got upcoming training days, lots of details on here. But then that little approved icon in the top right corner is what's going to tell you if you've got anything left. And that might look like any one of these. So no need to take notes here. There's a resource on this available in Dropbox. It's under the folder titled Your Give STL Day Profile. And the reason these are color-coded is because this is how they appear actually on the Give STL Day site. So at any given time, your profile is going to have one of these statuses. Registration required means that your organization hasn't registered yet for the upcoming Giving Day. Determining eligibility means that if you're a new organization, you've submitted your application for eligibility and we're working on it. Filling out profile means that your registration as a returning organization is in progress. So you started it, but you saved it to finish later. Or you're a new organization who has been determined to be eligible and you need to complete your registration. Awaiting review means it is in our hands. As I said before, we look at these in the order they come in. We do this as quickly as we possibly can. When your status is awaiting review, you won't be able to make edits to your profile. Approved means that you're good to go. Your profile is going to be showing up on the Give STL Day website. This is the only profile status at which you will see it there on the public-facing site. And then lastly, unapproved is your registration has been denied. If this is the case, we will have already been in contact with you, doing everything we possibly can to see if you are able to participate. This is definitely like a last resort kind of thing. If we do have to unapprove your organization for Give STL Day, we will be talking to you about what's going on, how you can participate next year, why we had to do this, that sort of stuff. So you won't ever see that come through without hearing from us first. All right, so a couple times now I've mentioned our prize offerings and that we're going to have a detailed training on them in March, but I am able to share with you a general outline of the prizes we will be offering. So many of our prizes are awarded by budget category, which is something that you'll self-identify at registration. Please use your annual operating budget, not a program or project budget. So we have 4 categories: micro, which is $250,000 or less; small, which is $250,000 to $1 million; medium, which is $1 million to $2 million; and large, which is larger than $2 million. Donors do not see your budget category on your profile and will never see the exact number that you've put in, but they are able to search by budget category. And we do this to help ensure that small and micro organizations have as much opportunity to win prizes and as much visibility on our website as larger organizations. When you register for the Giving Day, you'll also be able to ask to self-identify into one of the 2 mission categories you see here on your screen: animals, arts and culture, Black-led/Black benefiting, community development, education and schools, environment, health, human services, religion, and social justice. One will be your primary category and one will be secondary. And we'll use primary category for pulling category prizes, which we will talk about. This is definitely an art, not a science. Don't stress out about this too much and just pick the 2 that are best suited to you, because as I said, donors will use these categories to search for your organization. And there is also an other category if you don't fit quite into any of these. So we do a lot of fundraising to be able to offer as many prize dollars as possible to the nonprofits on the Giving Day. I mentioned that the sponsors before, all of their support goes towards these prizes. So this is what we know for sure. We know that we will be offering 34 $1,000 hourly cash prizes during those 34 hours of giving. So 24 hours on May 10th, bonus 10 hours on May 11th. These are awarded to nonprofits in different budget categories at certain times of day. So we'll do a draw where only micro-organizations are eligible. We'll do draws where only large organizations are eligible. And they're awarded by not only most dollars raised, but also most unique donors per hour. So we're really trying hard to ensure that organizations of all sizes have opportunity to win prizes. Please note that your organization can only win one hourly prize during the 34 hours of giving, so only one of those $1,000 prizes. We'll also offer 2 early giving prizes to organizations that receive donations during that early giving period I mentioned, the ones from April 10th at midnight to May 9th at midnight. These are awarded randomly, and the same nonprofit cannot win both early giving prizes. The first and last donation prizes are exactly what they sound like. We have our friends at Neon One pull these for us so we can get the first and last donation down to the absolute second that's processed through the payment processor on the website. The same nonprofit could win both the first and last donation prizes. The amounts for early giving and first and last donation prizes have not been finalized, but they will be at least $500 each. At the end of the giving day, we'll randomly award prizes based on budget category and mission category. We'll also award many prizes related to professional development, such as organizational memberships and headshots for your staff. We're actively fundraising for these prizes right now, and we will have more details for you on that March 16th training. In celebration of the 10th annual Give STL Day, we're going to be having 7 power hours at $20,000 each for a grand total of $140,000. Power hours are sponsored by the Burgess Family Foundation and the St. Louis Community Foundation. Normally, we have 6 power hours. This is something that has been happening for many years, but for 2023, we'll be having 6 on May 10th at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m., and 1 during the last hour of giving on May 11th at 9 a.m. So these are a way to amplify donations. They are not a match, and we use a formula for this. I'll explain it to you in a little bit more detail. So that $20,000 prize incentive is divided equally among each donation made during that power hour according to this formula. The total raised by the nonprofit divided by the total raised through Give STL Day during the hour, multiply it by the $20,000, and then figure out what your share is. So for example, if your organization raised $1,000 during a power hour, and Give STL Day as a whole raised $100,000 during that power hour, your organization would receive a bonus of $200. And I know that that sounds like a lot. Rest assured that our wonderful team during the reconciliation process, they are on it. This is going to be part of the spreadsheet of information that you get back with your donation information, just how it all shook out. So it is not a match, but it's a great way to, boost the donation that somebody was already going to make. So this weighted formula is more proportional and we feel more equitable because every donation, no matter what organization it's made to, gets an equal share of those power hour dollars. So hopefully you'll have an easy time messaging power hours to your donors if you choose to make them a part of your strategy. We suggest the wording amplify your donation because remember, power hours are not a match. And we do recommend making at least one of them part of your strategy because in 2022, a quarter of the Giving Day's total donations came through during power hours. So this really hyped people up. They're excited about them. And then that formula you saw on the last slide, it really helps speed up our reconciliation progress. So you get your money faster. All right, moving on from prizes, we are going to talk a little bit about fundraisers. So donors can create fundraisers to support your organization. They're very similar to GoFundMe type fundraisers, but they're hosted through the Neon One platform. In 2022, these fundraisers raised more than $230,000. So as you can see in this screenshot, the donor can customize their fundraiser page with images, videos, text, anything they want. Then they can share it with their networks to help you reach your fundraising goal. Your organization does not have to approve the fundraisers created for it, but you can delete them if something weird is happening. If you're seeing something strange and you want to get in touch with us, please feel free. We'll look at it with you. Just remember to check them often so you're aware of what's going on. And please note that fundraisers must be created by midnight on May 9th. They cannot be created on Give STL Day. And if you'd like to see some of the fundraisers that were created last year, we do have a few still up on the website. They're going to be taken down soon as we switch into 2023 mode, but they are on there for now if you want to take a look. So if you're interested in learning more about fundraisers, I'm really excited because we're going to be having a nonprofit panel about the power of these fundraisers on March 7th, in which you'll learn from organizations who have had success with them. So you can register for that and check out a resource on fundraisers in our resource library on the Give STL Day website. Okay, so now the reason most of you are probably here, donations. Please note that for a donation to show up on your organization's Give STL Day profile, it must be made at givestlday.org because manual entry of donations is not available. Make sure that any events you have that collect money are during early giving or on Give STL Day, as that is the only period in which our website accepts donations. It is not open year-round. As I mentioned before, 75% of donors choose to cover the fees associated with their donation, so that could be part of your strategy. And then the tax receipts for their donation will come from the St. Louis Community Foundation, not Neon One and not your organization. They come from us because we pass through. And donors can request these tax receipts online after the giving day. Lastly, all Give STL Day donations are unrestricted. While you can choose to indicate that you are raising funds for a certain program or effort on your organization's profile, the check you receive will be for unrestricted funds, which is awesome. So at registration, you can see in the screenshot, you're going to have the option to include donation levels, which can be an awesome part of your strategy because they highlight impact. Use real numbers from your organization and don't worry about having a nice rounded number because donors love knowing exactly where their donation goes. So for example, if it really costs you $13 to plant a tree, put $13, don't put 10 or 15. Or if it costs $500 to cover surgery for a shelter pet, put that on there. You can skip this step at registration and go back to it later. And I think you can add as many as you want. I know you can add at least 10 because I've seen organizations do a bunch of them. Speaking personally, I'd probably stick to 3 or 5 different levels. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about matching funds. A matching gift is a commitment by an individual to donate a certain amount of money to your organization if you raise that same amount. So for example, you might have a board member commit that if your organization raises $500 on Give STL Day, they will donate $500. So that means that up to $500, every dollar you raise is doubled. So this makes your donations go a lot further. And it's a really easy thing to understand. It's a great way to have these to be a part of your strategy. Just try and secure your match as early as possible. And please note that the Community Foundation will not be securing matching funds for your organization. As you can imagine, there's about 1,100 organizations who are going to participate in this giving day. That'll be up to you guys as part of your strategy. Some tactics you can use when trying to secure matching funds would be to start with the people that know and love you, like donors or board members. It could also be a good idea to look at last year's Give STL Day donations if you've participated before, because if someone made a big gift to your organization on the day, maybe they'd want to be your match this year. A match can be any amount, and no amount is too small. If you get a match donation from multiple sources, you can combine them. You know your organization and its constituents best, so think about what strategy will work for you when you're asking for matching funds. Matching gifts are the only manual entry of donations permitted on Give STL Day. Next, consider setting an event goal. You can do this during registration, or you can skip it and go back to it later. You'll be able to update your event goal on the giving day if you want to set a new one for any reason. Your goal will show up on your profile with a circle graph to show your progress. In this example, this organization has entered that they secured a $500 match. Their profile shows they have raised $376 so far. Because they have a match, We know they've raised 118 in donations and 118 in matched dollars. If at the end of the giving day, their total raised is $600, their Give STL Day check will be for $300 minus fees because the other $300 is that matched donation. And don't worry, we of course have a resource for matching funds in our resource library. We get a lot of questions on this every year, so I highly recommend that everyone takes a look at this resource, even if it is the only one in the whole library you look at, even if you don't think you're going to try and secure a match donation. This is definitely something that's confusing, and it's also something that you might not have had the opportunity to ask people for before, so definitely take a look. And it also includes instructions on how to enter goals and matching funds, and more examples of what that circular ticker from the last slide might look like. So the donation process for Give STL Day is very simple. Donors visit givestlday.org to browse nonprofits and choose which organizations they want to donate to. It's online shopping at its finest. Even during early giving, their card will be charged immediately. Donations made during early giving will not show up on the home page until Give STL Day, but they will show up on your profiles. This is just because with the way the site is set up, the ticker doesn't go live until May 10th. There's going to be a live ticker on the homepage. And lastly, big orange alert there, we do not accept American Express. During the giving period, there will be an alert on the top of our website about this too, so that donors know. So here are a few screenshots to walk you through what the donor sees when they choose to donate to your organization. So you can see that Gateway to Hope here, they did add donation levels, or the donor can type in the amount they want to donate right there in the box kind of in the middle, and then they just add the donation to their cart. The cart will show all of a donor's donations, just like any online shopping cart. From this screen, they have the option to view additional nonprofits, which are based off of the mission categories from ones that they're already donating to, so it's like suggested nonprofits. And they can also choose to make a contribution to the Give STL Day Fund, which is what you see right here. This is completely optional. This is the only time at which a donation will actually go to the St. Louis Community Foundation, is if they opt in to making a donation here. And then they can either continue to pay or view additional nonprofits. This donor advised fund button here, our team will handle that. If somebody has a donor advised fund held with the community foundation, they can use it to make a Give STL Day gift. And we handle entry of all of those gifts. So next, the donor can choose to log in or check out as a guest. Just like anywhere else, their information is only saved if they create a profile. And the billing and payment steps look pretty much like any other online transaction. The only real difference is that we ask the donor how they would like their gift to be recognized, which I'm sure you all are familiar with. We're very careful about if someone wants to have their gift anonymous, their information is not shared, as one would expect. So last but not least, after their donation has been processed, they'll see a confirmation screen from which they can print their donation report. Of course, this will say 2023 this year. And if they choose to share on social media, they can always edit that post, but it's just a little templated post on making Give STL Day donation and to which organization. So please, please, please make sure that your organization has an alternate form of accepting payments, such as PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or something on your website. We do everything that we can to make sure that the giving day goes smoothly, but unfortunately, it's not possible to plan for everything, and we wouldn't want you to miss out on possible donations. So please have a contingency plan for the worst case scenario. Lastly, please be a rule follower. I want to remind everyone here that Give STL Day gifts must be 100% tax deductible. You cannot offer a premium for gifts made during the giving day, such as make a donation and be entered to win a trip to Hawaii, or make a $20 donation and receive a coupon for a free appetizer at Applebee's. This is not allowed. If we see an organization offering premiums for gifts, we will contact them and ask them to take it down. Refusal to do so or taking the premium down and putting it back up might result in that organization becoming ineligible for the giving day. We do not want to have to do this, but we also have to obey the law. So please work with us on this. And also please remember that you cannot offer tax credits to donor because legally their gift has been made to the St. Louis Community Foundation. That's how I was kind of describing us as a path through. Your grant check is going to come from us. Legally, they've made the gift to us. So no offering tax credits. Your organization will receive a check reflecting all donations and prize dollars, as well as a spreadsheet with donation details. This will be postmarked by June 30th. Please keep in mind that our team takes great care in completing the reconciliation process for tens of thousands of donations. This process is largely done by hand. There's a lot of double checking. It really is a group effort. In fact, we have stuffing parties where we come together to fold stuff and seal those envelopes with your check and spreadsheet inside of them. Last year, I actually took those to the post office myself and had to get a big old cart from inside the post office because the tub was so big. So please rest assured that we will get your check to you as soon as possible. All right, and so also please remember that you need to send a thank you letter to your Give STL Day donors. While we send them a tax notification, this is not a substitute for a thank you. These are your newest top prospects. Don't lose touch with them. Thank them for their support, and later follow up with more information about what their donation made possible. Saying thank you is the first step of donor stewardship. A $10 donation on Give STL Day can create a donor for life. We're having a brand new training on March 21st about donor stewardship. Let's Build Hope, Linda B. Haley from Let's Build Hope will be presenting. I'm so excited about this one. Let's Build Hope is like a nonprofit consulting agency. They are amazing. So please consider signing up. Linda's going to have some great information for you all. All right, so next we're going to touch on what the Community Foundation does to build momentum behind the day and how your organization can take part. So we're really proud to coordinate the community-wide effort behind the Giving Day. We all love Give STL Day. It's like the best day of the year. This picture is from 2022. Like, how does that not look like fun? It's so much fun. We invest in the giving platform Neon One. We raise awareness through earned media and paid promotions. We offer prizes and incentives to nonprofits, which we talked about, and we coordinate a training schedule on topics to serve you and your organization on the Giving Day and beyond, which you are taking advantage of by being here today. So good job. So the picture here is Show Me St. Louis's live broadcast the day before Give STL Day in 2022. And we're going to be planning more events just like this for 2023. And yes, that is a pig down front and center. That's Tater Tot from Midwest Mini Snouts. It's even more fun than it looks. It's a great day. So keep an eye out for more communications on that from us. We put a lot behind advertising efforts for the day. You're going to see promotions on billboards, bus shelters, hear them on radio and TV, printed local publications, digital spaces like social media, and earned media such as pitch stories. All that we do in the name of promoting the Giving Day to generate a momentum for you. This is not advertisements for the St. Louis Community Foundation. These are advertisements for Give STL Day, and you can see some examples here. The Give STL Day website sees hundreds of thousands of visitors during the giving period. One of the metrics I love to look at is that people spend an average of over 5 minutes on the site. And I don't know about you all, but I'm super guilty of just like distracted scrolling. My attention span can be, less than a minute, if not less than 15 seconds sometimes. So the fact that people are staying on our website for more than 5 minutes is pretty awesome. And the average pages per session is over 5.5, which means they're not just going to the homepage and leaving. They're checking out your organizational profiles. They're searching by mission category. They're checking on those fundraisers, and they are interested in making a donation. So please understand that it's not enough to piggyback on the promotional effort that we put behind the Giving Day. We do as much as we possibly can, but you will need to have some of your own strategy to receive donations. So here are some simple things that you can do. Make sure your staff and board know that your nonprofit is participating. That's definitely step one. Communicate to your existing donors, because Give STL Day is just as great of an opportunity to find new donors as it is to touch your existing donor base. Share the load. Assign roles to staff and board before, on, and after the Giving Day. Please make sure somebody is in charge of sending thank you emails. So you'll want to create and review strategies and activities with everyone involved. have an FAQ to answer staff questions, and consider creating fundraising pages. Our number one tip for your promotional efforts is to tell stories. Tell people about the good work your organization is doing. Use real videos and images rather than stock, although stock is great whenever you can. If you need to convey data points, do so with an easy-to-read infographic. And remember to stay true to your brand. Your Give STL Day stuff should be cohesive with your other materials. And here are some real examples from 2022 that we love. How you can see these organizations have pulled in the Give STL Day logo, but they've stuck true to their brand. I know I have mentioned our Dropbox several times, but we really do have a lot of tools and resources provided there for you. Social media graphics will be added to it on February 1st. We've got those communications, timelines, logo files, everything you could possibly need. We've created them to support your efforts in as many ways as we can. We'll be holding a brand new training this year, Social Media Graphics for Beginners, on February 15th, where Greg and I will explain how to use the templates that we provide and show you some examples of what to do and what not to do. So if you're new to social media or need a refresher, please consider signing up for that training. If you have questions, you're welcome to email me, Emily Baumann, or Greg anytime. Our contact information is here on the screen. You can also email us at info@stlgives.org if that's easier for you to remember. But for the fastest response, use the blue support button on the Give STL Day website to contact our friends at Neon One Support directly. They are extremely responsive and usually reply in the same day. Well, we whipped through that. This is actually the end of the presentation. We will be posting this recording to YouTube, as I mentioned before. We certainly have plenty of time for question and answer, but this is the last slide. So if you need to run, get 15 minutes back of your day, not a problem at all, but we will be here until all questions have been answered. So I'm going to go off screen share so that I can see all of you. And Greg, do you want to let me know what questions we had in the chat?
Sure, I can do that right now. So we have a question from Samantha Zuckerberg, and Samantha wants to know, can employees create the donor fundraisers for their respective organizations?
So I think you said that was Samantha.
Correct.
So Samantha, yes, thank you. The answer is yes. Your employees can definitely create a fundraiser in support of your organization. They'll do that through their own page, but there's no problem with that at all. That's totally fine.
Excellent. Thank you for that question. Our next question comes from Anna Hammond, and Anna wants to know, is there a fee taken from the donation like GoFundMe?
Yes, so the credit card provider and the platform provider will assess a fee to the donations made, and that's going to be taken off before you receive your Give STL Day check, but the community foundation does not assess any fees.
Perfect.
And Jenny, isn't that typically, what percent does that typically end up being?
It's about 5.5%, I think, typically, and we offer them the opportunity to offset it by 5%.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. So that's how I mentioned that about 75% of donors opted to cover that donation fee last year. That's an option that they select at checkout, and the majority of them do cover those fees up to a certain percent.
Excellent. We have a question here. It came from Emily, and Emily wants to know, Emily says that our organization offers a special tax credit, and she wants to know if we have info on eligibility if donating through your platform. Would STL.com send that form as well? I can take this. Yep, wants to know.
Let me see if I can't find that in the chat. I think the question is about offering a tax credit to your donors, which would not be allowed because legally the donations are being made to the St. Louis Community Foundation. Jenny, was that how you interpreted that question?
Yeah, it is. And I think one thing we could offer you, Emily, is you might want to talk to your donor or donors that might be wanting to take advantage of that tax credit and ask them if they'd be willing to make the donation to you and use that as a match gift for Give STL Day. So the money would come to you, they could get the tax credit through you, and then it would just show up on your site as a matching gift for future donors on Give STL Day. We can talk about that more offline if that interests you.
Perfect. And Emily says that you answered her question. She appreciates that answer.
Excellent. Thank you, Jenny.
All right. My next question here comes from Ricky. And Ricky says, my project has a 501c3 fiscal sponsor that supports other projects. Will donations to our project be kept separate if another project participates?
Yes. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Yes, absolutely. We have organizations that are in a similar situation to that. A lot of organizations that do have the same parent organization, but it will be kept separate. We have processes in place for that, and it's reflective in our database. So it will be totally separate.
Okay. I have a question here. It says, how do I see if I already have an account made by a previous employee?
Oh, okay. So I think that this is someone who's asking about, they think that their organization has participated before, but they aren't totally sure. Maybe they don't have a way to get into that account and check. I guess I don't need to. So you can just email us at info@stlgives with the details of you and your organization, and we will check on that for you. So we'll either be able to confirm that you haven't participated before, or if you have, we'll add you to that existing profile. So just email us, info@stlgives.org.
I have a question here. It says, do the majority of donors go to Give STL Day website already knowing who they plan to donate to? And caveat to that, she also wants to know, how do micro organizations who do not have the same name recognition as large organizations not get lost in the crowd?
So let me think about the first part of that question first. They asked if we think that the majority of donors come to the Give STL Day website knowing who they're going to donate to. I would say yes and no. I'm sure that that's certainly a portion of the donor audience, but since we know that most individuals make more than one donation on Give STL Day, I do think that view more nonprofits option at checkout, or just how easy it is to search by, a certain mission category that might be of interest to you whenever you're on the website, that a new organization might catch their eye. Also, for those of you who haven't looked, the organizational profiles on the Give STL Day website, they can really contain a lot of information. You can add pictures, videos, testimonials, information about your programming. So someone who's new to your organization can still learn a lot about you just from your profile on our site. I'm sorry, Greg, could you repeat the second part of her question?
Sure. Second part, Bonnie wants to know, how do micro organizations who do not have the same name recognition, large organizations, not get lost in the crowd?
Yes, that question comes up a lot, and I appreciate the person who asked that. So we try to support the micro and small organizations as much as we can by having those defined budget categories, because not only does it allow donors to search for smaller organizations and only see those smaller organizations, we then have the opportunity to make sure that we are awarding prizes to smaller organizations. And then, as we award those prizes, your organization is shared on our website. I realize not everybody can win a prize. Also, when the giving period is open, you'll be able to see that the homepage it's pulled random organizations. So every time you visit the For Nonprofits page, you're seeing a different, smattering of organizations of all sizes there in front of you. I know that it can feel kind of overwhelming, especially since we're looking at having somewhere around 1,000 nonprofits this year. But I think especially for smaller organizations, this is a great time to touch your existing donor base and piggyback on some of the promotion that we're doing for the Giving Day to try and find some new people. I hope that helps.
Perfect. Thank you for that answer, Emily.
Jenny, is there anything you would like to add about that? We talk about this so much internally about how we can support organizations of all sizes.
Yeah, I think you covered it really well, Emily, and we are always looking for more opportunities to highlight and spotlight and bring to the attention smaller organizations as well when we can.
We certainly get where y'all are coming from, and we're here to help in any way that we can. All right, Greg, what you got next?
All right, next question comes from Marla, and Marla wants to know, aside from the Give STL Day hashtag, are there others that we can use?
So you could definitely use Give STL Day 23 or 2023. You'll see the Community Foundation just using hashtag, Give STL Day. A lot of the times on our post, we'll also tag like St. Louis and nonprofit and community, that kind of thing. But I would say just Give STL Day is probably the biggest one. As the giving day gets closer and people start making posts, if you follow that hashtag, you're going to see it start to pick up a lot. On our social media analytics, we can always tell when Give STL Day was because the little line graph is always like crazy looking.
All right, our next question comes from Anne, and Anne wants to know, can you receive a donation from an individual's personal charitable investment fund?
Jenny, I'll let you take this one if you don't mind.
Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot. We can't accept any donations by check or cash. It's only online through the program, through the platform. However, just as I said with the tax credits a few minutes ago, that's a great opportunity to steward your donor and say, give the donation to us through your donor advised fund or through whatever type of charitable investment, your IRA, give it to us. Let us use it as a matching donation on Give STL Day to incite more donors.
Great advice.
Yes, I don't want to incite anybody.
Incentivize. No, we don't want to incite anything. Thank you, Jenny.
Sure.
All right, we have one more question here, and it comes from Nika. And Nika wants to know, aside from donors looking for a not-for-profit through the categories you listed, arts and culture, community building, etc., and through budget sizes, are there other ways a donor can discover us, like a discover page?
Yeah, so like I said, that homepage on the Give STL Day website, that's going to show random organizations every time you look at it. Donors are also able to search by the keywords that you enter to your organizational profile whenever you're making edits in there. So definitely think about those. Let's say that you are a dog rescue. Of course, you'd want to put a dog, but you might also want to put in, pet supplies, shelter, homeless animals in need, like really anything that might lead that donor to you, depending on the keywords that they're searching, because people are going to search for the things that are important to them and that they're interested in. So if you can guide them to your organization by having the right keywords, that's definitely a best practice. Any others, Greg? Did you say that was the last one?
Yep, another one just came in from Tavon, and Tavon wants to know, if we have gifts made through a contingent method like Cash App or PayPal, are they only eligible as match gifts, since I presume they will be made manually?
So you will not be able to enter them manually as a gift during Give STL Day, but you could definitely treat them as your match because manual donations are the only manual entry made. If somebody made a Venmo donation on the day, you won't be able to enter it onto Give STL Day, but otherwise you can definitely treat it as your match. I hope that made sense.
And you can always count it in your grand total, even though it
That's
doesn't
true.
necessarily
Yes.
the sites. When you talk to your donors, you can elevate that and include it in your Give STL Day numbers if that's what your donor intended. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. Well, it looks like we're caught up in the chat. If anybody wants to come off of mute and ask anything, you all would be more than welcome. Otherwise, we'll just be able to give you a bit of your afternoon pack.
Hi, this is Valita Keys. How are you?
Great.
I had put a question in the chat. I don't know if they forgot to see it, but you did mention that this will be on YouTube, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So this whole thing is being recorded. What we're going to do is upload it to our YouTube page. And then instead of a register here button, you'll see a view recording button on the trainings page of the Give STL Day website. We used to email the recording links out, but we got some feedback that it was just too many emails. So we're not going to be doing that this year, but it will be there for you to find on our website.
Oh, so what's your title? Is it the Community Foundation or is it Give STL?
It's going to be givestlday.org.
Okay, thank you.
If anybody else has any questions, feel free to come off mute, or if you don't want to, but you want to type one in the chat, just feel free.
Emily, your email is Baumann.
Yes, let me type it in the chat.
Okay, I think I just emailed you. I just want to make sure I didn't email some random person.
No problem. It's in the chat. It is Baumann
I
with
was
two
taking a
N's.
guess on what I thought it was again, and I'm like, sorry.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
fine.
Very
Not a
helpful.
problem at all. Looking back at the chat, it seems like we have a lot of first-time participants who attended today. So if any of you are still here,
And looks like there's
I hope
another
it was
question that just came in,
helpful.
Emily.
What other trainings or presentations are coming up soon? You know what? Let me just get out of, here we go, end show. Where'd you guys go? There you are. Okay, now you still just see me, right? I'm just gonna go grab the link for the training page, drop that in. So let's see, coming up this Thursday at 10 a.m., we have nonprofit registration and onboarding, during which our project manager for Neon One is going to walk you through Give STL Day registration and just give some tips on how to build out your profile. And then coming up in February and March, we've got some trainings on content marketing, social media graphics, that peer-to-peer fundraiser panel. Really tried to do a variety of trainings this year, and we were thinking about things that you all might want to learn that would help you beyond Give STL Day. So definitely take a look at that page, see what catches your eye. You know, even if you register and you decide not to attend, that's a-okay. You can always see the recording later. Forrest, my day's going great. How's your day going? I hope you're having a great day too. Okay, well, anybody else? This is always the awkward part of the training. All right, well, if there aren't any other questions, I do see that a lot of people are starting to drop off, which is all good. We are grateful for the time you shared with us today. You can always email us, call us. We are here to help. That info@stlgives.org email, or the support button in the bottom right-hand corner of the Give STL Day website. We want this day to be super successful for you, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So reach out anytime. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording and end the meeting. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Hope to see you again.